Good day everyone, my name is Lizelle Buena and I will be your first presenter for today. Without further ado, let's begin. Our research is entitled Computer-Aided Instructions for Statistics and Probability. Computer-Aided Instructions or CAI includes the use of computers or any device to teach academic skills and promotes interaction of the students with programmed instructional materials. This video presentation will include the discussion about the conclusion and recommendation and also the demonstration of the system. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce to you the other researchers who are responsible for this study. My groupmates are Carl Hongaya and Teddy J. Taronas. Now I am going to discuss about the general objective of this study. This study aims to create a web-based computer-aided instructions for statistics and probability that will allow the students to learn the topic. Our specific objective is to create a system that will assess the learning of the students and to develop a system that can provide different methods of presenting the topics, give lessons, give exams, and provide necessary feedback. Now, let's proceed to the demonstration of the system.
Good day everyone, I am Carl Hungaya and I am going to present the demonstration of our system. Now, let's proceed first on the desktop view. When we are here in the home page, you can see that there is a login button. Then, let's click the login button and you will see the sign in form. If you don't have an account yet, you can click the sign up form and you must create a new one by filling up the information needed. But since that I already have an account, I will click the sign in and I'm going to input the username and password that I created. After signing in, we will see the dashboard. In here, you will see the progress on the lessons, our scores in post-test, drills, and final test. Now, let's try the drills. It has a crossword puzzle that will serve as an exercises for the user regarding on statistics and probability. And let's take a look again in our dashboard if there's a score added. Now, let's proceed by taking the lesson. There are 5 lessons for statistics and probability. All lessons are locked. The user must take the pre-test to proceed in the lesson. The pre-test consisted only of 5 items, true or false statements that the user needs to answer. There are different ways of presenting the lesson, by reading or watching the video. Now, let's click the post test by clicking this button. The post test will be given at the end of every lesson, and the goal of post test is to test what the user have learned in each lesson. Users needed to pass the post test in order to proceed on the next lesson. There will be a sound after submitting the post test, and it will determine if the user passed or failed on the test. The user must get a score of 8 or greater than 8 to pass the post-test. If you got a failing score on this test, you are allowed to retake the post-test, or else you cannot proceed to the next lesson. Let's go back to the dashboard to see the progress of the user. You will see the scores of pre-test, post-test, achievements, and final tests of the user. After finishing all lessons and pass the post-test, you can now take the final test. By clicking the final test, you will see that there are three parts of test, which is identification, multiple choice, and problem solving. The user can take the final test once per day if they failed. And if the user passed the final test, they will get a certificate that proves that they completed all lessons in final test. This is the mobile view of the system.
Now I am going to discuss the summary of findings in this study. The developers create a web-based computer-aided instruction that will utilize multimedia integration to present the lessons, give exams, and provide necessary feedbacks. The features of the web-based applications are the following. First is the sign up and the sign in. The developers developed a sign up module where users can create an account by filling up the information needed, and they can also add a photo on their user's profile. While sign in module, users must input their existing account to be able to access the application. Second, the drills, where there's a crossword puzzle that will serve as a hint or exercises about the topic. Third is the lesson, where different methods of presenting the topics are applied. It has a text-based or a video tutorial in every lesson. Fourth is the dashboard. The developers developed a dashboard where it will be monitoring the students' progress. And next is the test or exam. There are different types of tests that will assess the learning of the students. The web-based applications can provide a certificate for students' accomplishment. Last is that it can be accessible to any devices that has a browser. One of the important findings in this study is the proponents conducted a survey to measure the functionality, reliability, design, efficiency, portability, and maintainability of computer-aided instructions for statistics and probability. The overall weighted mean of 3.35 with a verbal interpretation of very good. Now let's proceed to the conclusion and recommendation of this study.
Good day everyone, I am Teddy J. Taronas and I'm going to discuss the conclusion and recommendation of this study. The computer-aided instructions approach a major important role in modern education. This research investigated a survey to evaluate the performance of the system. The participants were the 40 students of senior high school from different schools, and the developer prepared a set of questions for the students and distributed the link of the questionnaire via Messenger. Based on the findings of the study, the following conclusions are drawn. First, the computer-aided instructions for statistics and probability can help the students to review and study about the topic. It means that the students can access the website anytime and anywhere, since that it is accessible to any device as long as it has browser. Second, the web-based application is user-friendly that uses minimal graphical user interface. The developers uses minimal graphical user interface that makes the application easy to browse and navigate by the students. Third, the developers conclude that the design, functionality, and terms of the usability of computer-aided instructions are reliable and efficient. When it comes on design, it is a user-friendly where students easily adapt the usability of the web application. The illustrations and other digital images are clear. When it comes on functionality, users create an account by filling up the information needed and can add a photo on user's profile. There are different methods of presenting the topic, and the dashboard can monitor the progress of the students by taking the different tests, and the user will receive a certificate as a report of his or her progress on accomplishing the task. And last, the developers conclude that computer-aided instructions is high efficiency and a great prospect in this digital era. Providing this modern education will be beneficial to the users. Now let's proceed to the recommendation of the study. The computer-aided instructions for statistics and probability was created and evaluated in this study. These are the recommendations of the developer for this study that would help in the future studies of the researchers. First, the web-based application can be created in Android mobile application. Second, the developer recommends to add more different kinds of drills to enhance the learning of the user. Third, the system can be used in an offline mode. And last, the developers recommend to create a community forum to have an interaction with other users and help them to learn the topics. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.